everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Core studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a fun one for you because these $2 Commander cards play like $20 staples. You should be picking these up. Check out that card list link in the description below. All that said, let's jump into it. First up, Semblance Anvil. This card is an absolute powerhouse in many decks out there, including one that, well, I no longer play because it's way too powerful. And Semblance Anvil is just the engine you need for incredibly powerful builds. In Artifact 4/3, it's got Imprint. When it enters the battlefield, you can exile a non-land card from your hand. When you do, spells you cast that share a card type with the exile card, they're going to cost 2 less to cast. Now, cost reduction for any kind of a card is powerful, and well, cost reduction at 2 is insane, especially for certain types of cards out there. Now, yes, you can go Spellslinger with this, absolutely. You can go, okay, yeah, all right, ETB, exile maybe an instant, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, my instants cost a lot less. Do some absolutely crazy things with that. That being said, the real powerhouse here are artifacts, and this is an artifact itself, so obviously some synergies there, but yeah, entering the battlefield and going, hey, you know what, my artifacts cost 2 less? That is game-changing, even game-ending for certain builds because, well, yeah, artifacts are, well, generic mana costs typically, and when you reduce their cost down to, well, nearly nothing or nothing, yeah, you can just chain artifact after artifact after artifact. Yeah, in my Joyrider deck, that is absolutely crazy. That's the reason I don't build it anymore, or play it anymore, I should say. I definitely built it, and, maybe even made some adjustments, but I only play it at the top tier kind of games, essentially. So, yeah, when it comes to this kind of a card, its potential is sky high. Pick it up for the right build out there. Next up, Highcliff Felidar. This is such a cool card. This is a card that came out, well, in a very small release. And, yeah, it is right underneath $2. An absolute steal for this one. A 5/5 cat beast with vigilance for 7 mana in white. When it enters the battlefield, for each opponent, choose a creature with the greatest power among creatures that player controls. Destroy those creatures. Now, a 5/5 with vigilance for 7 isn't all that great itself, but one that's got an insane ETB like that, again, get rid of 3 of the best creatures on the board, your opponent's 3 best creatures typically, yeah, that's quite good. Especially since this isn't having a cast trigger requirement. With no cast trigger requirement, you can utilize this ETB again and again and again. Obviously, you're in white, you're able to blink this in many different ways. Yeah, if you're in a blink deck, if you have a commander that has a blink ability like Brago, yeah, this is a crazy good target for you. You are going to keep your opponent's boards clean of any kind of big threatening creatures, and eventually any creatures at all. They're all going to be gone because this just keeps taking them out. All while you can just keep attacking with this, keep it back for defense when you need it. It is such a good card, a real powerhouse ETB. Pick it up. Just underneath that $2 threshold at $1.99, Valakut Exploration, an enchantment for 3 mana in red. Whenever a land enters battlefield under control, exile a top card of your library and play that card for as long as it remains exiled. Beginning of your end step, if there are cards exiled with it, put them in the owner's graveyard. Then Valakut Exploration deals that much damage to each opponent. Yeah, this is a very, very, very solid card, being able to give you basically impulse draw and also damage output. So yeah, landfall to impulse draw, there's plenty of different value things out there for that. I mean, like literally, again, just playing your mountain on a turn, let's just say, okay, yeah, play my mountain, all right, awesome. Yeah, okay, I basically just get like a temporary draw off of that, which is crazy good. I mean, like Tatiova-ish, okay, Tatiova's like a straight up draw, this is like a temporary draw, but still, I mean, you play an Evolving Wilds and you crack it, and you're like, oh yeah, impulse draw 2 for just playing a fetch land. Crazy good. And of course, at the end step, you're like, oh yeah, let's say in that scenario, I've got 2 of those cards. I didn't play either one of them, let's just say. Oh, I still get value out of it by putting them in my graveyard and dealing that much damage to each opponent, so dealing 2 to each opponent. Again, 6 damage in total with 3 opponents. Again, if I've got damage doublers, damage triplers, even more than that. Such a good, solid card, again, that gives you potential card advantage. Again, temporary card advantage, but still very good card advantage. And also damage output when you don't utilize the cards. Such a good card. Pick it up. Moving on, an oldie but a goodie from all the way back in, I believe that's Torment, in 2002, Dawn of the Dead. No, not the movie. Enchantment for 5 mana in black. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to play. The creature gains haste in a turn. exile, and at the end step, or old school way of saying, remove it the game for end of turn. Yeah, they cleaned that up a little bit over the years. That being said, 1 life in Commander is absolutely nothing. 1 life per turn. Who cares? You're at 40. Whatever. You get free reanimation, essentially, on your upkeep. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, that creature gets exiled at the end of the turn, but here's the thing. No, probably not, because you probably have a way around that, most likely, depending on your build, depending on your type of deck. You might have a way to just go, oh yeah, let's just end the turn and just take all that thing, all that off the, off the stack, so we don't have to worry about that. Or, essentially, hey, you know what, let's just sacrifice this with, like, a Viscera or anything else, essentially, Innocent Blood, whatever I'm going to sacrifice it with, and all of a sudden going, hey, yeah, you're back in my graveyard, so my next upkeep, I can do it again, and again. And again, yeah, a great way to utilize ETBs with that as well, or LTBs too. Dawn of the Dead is such a good old school card that does so much work for the right build. Again, graveyard reanimation decks, self-mill decks, etc., etc., etc. Works really well with Entomb, works really well in Aristocrat style decks. Such a good card. Pick it up, play it. Next up, Flare of Malice. An instant for 4 mana in black. You may sacrifice a non-token black creature and play the spell's mana cost, so you can cast it actually for free. And again, in a black deck, in many scenarios, essentially, in many strategies, like Aristocrats, in self-sacrifice decks, in graveyard decks, you actually want to sacrifice creatures a lot of the time, too. That being said, it says, each opponent sacrifice a creature or planeswalker with the greatest mana value among creatures or planeswalkers they control. Typically, the higher mana value, more valuable to your opponent, essentially, right? So, this is a 4 mana, or again, a free way to get rid of your opponent's best things. Again, out of nowhere, if it's free, just going, oh yeah, I thought I was tapped out, and I am, but sacrifice this 1 creature for value, cast this, and all of a sudden, decimate my opponent's boards. Yeah, pick this one up and play it. It is such a good card in the right situation. And speaking of the right situation and greatness and changing the game and winning the game, Sudden Substitution. Oh my goodness, this one is just so much fun. Instant speed for 4 mana in blue. It's got split second, which is a very rare thing to have on a card. Basically meaning that as long as it's on the stack, players can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. Yeah, okay, you're going to get, like, every now and then, like, I play my morph creature, or, morph it, yeah. Technically, that's a special action, so it gets around this, but, there's basically no way to stop this from happening. Exchange control of target non-creature spell and target creature, then that spell's controller may choose targets for it. Yeah, you're just like, okay, here we go. You just cast an amazing, massive non-creature spell. Again, there are so many out there. Oh, Insurrection, cool. How about, I don't know, Omniscience, maybe? There's so many ways to just, like, end the game with non-creature spells, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, that's mine instead. Here, you can take, Solemn Simulacrum. You're welcome. Yeah, you get Sad Robot, I get a game-ending card. Good for me. Yeah, being able to just go, hey, you know what, you just worked all that, hard to get all that mana to get this massive spell, again, Omniscience or whatever, and now I just give you, Sakura Tribe Elder for it. Here you go. Yeah, awesome. You can also, if you don't have any creatures in play, also make deals by exchanging someone else's creature, again, with a non-creature spell. You can change things around with this. It's very flexible. You can make some politic deals with it. It is a great card, a game-changing card. Pick it up. Moving on, Waterlogged Teachings. This one is a shoe-in for Dimir decks. An instant for 4 mana in Dimir. Search life for an instant card with flash. Reveal, put in your hand, then shuffle. On the backside, we've got a land that enters the battlefield tapped. It taps for a blue or a black. So this is an MDFC land that, at the very worst, is like a guild gate, essentially, back in the day when it's like, yeah, Wizards is printing precons. They're like, hey, everyone, here's guild gates. They're like, oh, does the deck deal with gates? No. Okay. Anyways, they've improved their non-basic land game in precons quite a bit since then. That being said, at the very least, this is a land that can tap for 1 of your 2 mana, or again, Dimir plus decks, decks that have Dimir in them, essentially, but more colors. That being said, it is a tutor, and it is a tutor on an MDFC, which is insane. It doesn't take up a spot in your deck, but it is a great way to instant speed, go get whatever instant or card with flash that you need, get it right in your hand. That could be a combo piece, that could be a game-changing piece. Pick this one up and utilize it. Such a solid card that, again, doesn't really take up a spot in your deck. Next up, Persist. Such a solid card, just underneath our threshold at $1.96. Source Reaver, 2 mana in black. Turn target, non-ledger creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a -1/-1 counter on it. Yeah, again, a slight downside to that creature. Oh no! A -1/-1 counter. Oh, and it has to be non-legendary. That applies to a bunch of creatures out there. There's an absurd amount of creatures that are non-legendary, obviously. Being able to just go 2 mana, reanimate something, sure, it's slightly smaller, but it's absolutely amazing. Again, in a discard deck, in a self-mill deck, in a deck that can tutor for creatures in their graveyards, like Entomb type cards, being able to go, I mean, turn 1 Entomb, turn 2 this, and you're like, oh yeah, I just got out the most massive creature on turn 2, and you're all in trouble. I mean, like, It That Betrays turn 2, yeah, not legendary, so have fun with that. Does that work? Yeah, I believe so. Anyways, I don't think that one shuffles. That being said, this is a really, really solid card. It is specifically from your graveyard again. It is not legendary. It's -1/-1, but again, for the right strategy out there that can get creatures in their graveyards, you're like, yeah, I'll take those slight downsides and make it into all upside with a massive play on as early as turn 2 again with a card like this. Next up, dealing with pesky creatures, like, your opponent's pesky creatures that have some protection. Detection Tower is so good at that, and again, it's just on a land. It doesn't take up a spot in your deck. Tap for a colorless, pay 1 tap until end of turn. Your opponents and creatures your opponents control of Hexproof can be the targets of spells abilities you control as though they didn't have Hexproof. Even your opponents are not safe from this. Your opponent, again, might think that they're safe because they have, oh yeah, my creature's got Hexproof. Cool, it's got a way to, just avoid all those pesky opponent spells and abilities that would target it. Yeah, no. Now all of a sudden I'm like, hey, yeah, that's not happening anymore. I can target all your things. Good for me. And you too if I need to. It is a great way, again, to get around that pesky keyword. Pick it up right now. And finally, Tyrite Sanctum, a land that can tap for a colorless, pay 2 tap, target legendary creature becomes a god. Each other types, get a counter on it. By paying 4 and tapping it, you sacrifice, get an indestructible counter on target god. This is such a good way to actually make your commander incredibly hard to deal with. Again, indestructible, one of the best keywords out there for protection. It is a great way to do that and to say, hey, you know what? Might take some time to build up, or it doesn't at all, actually, if your commander already is a god, or you've got a way, again, like Massive Nexus to give your creatures all creature types, etc., etc. That being said, again, being able to go, you know what, let's build this slower. That's okay. Hey, get a counter as well, or get slightly larger, all right? You're also a god. Cool. Next turn, all right, I'm sacrificing this. You're a god when I need to. Or again, at instant speed whenever you need to. Just being able to go, hey, out of nowhere, yeah, you kind of forgot I had this in play, didn't you? Okay, yeah, you try to target my commander with a kill spell, and all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're indestructible. Good for me. It is such a good card. Again, doesn't take up a spot in your deck. Pick it up. And with that, this episode is come to a close. Make sure you comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.